Dennis Kozlowski is the former CEO of Tyco International. Tyco International began as a small New Hampshire company. It's a conglomerate of hundreds of companies, and Kozlowski was very successful as a CEO. He grew the company significantly over the decade that he was the CEO, and by the time he ended his career there in 2002, the company had 250,000 employees worldwide in more than 100 countries and annual revenue of $40 billion. So it was a huge global multinational corporation. Kozlowski's career didn't end the way that you might expect for someone who had such great success. In 2002, he was indicted for sales tax evasion charges by the Manhattan District Attorney for some artwork that was shipped into the city, so he was fired. Well, immediately after he was fired, the Tyco board decided to do an internal investigation, and they hired a high-profile attorney named David Boies to complete that investigation of the compensation and spending of Tyco executives. And even though Kozlowski was gone, his actions were part of the investigation. When David Boies and his team completed this internal investigation, they found that Kozlowski had received compensation from the company that was not authorized. And that led to the indictment later in 2002 of Kozlowski and CFO Mark Schwartz and Tyco's general counsel at the time, a man named Mark Belnick, and the three of them were indicted for malfeasance at the head of Tyco. Kozlowski was compensated generously by the Tyco board of directors over the years he was CEO. He was making in some years more than $100 million a year. So quite a large salary, one of the largest salaries among CEOs at that time. He was known for a pretty lavish lifestyle, large homes in many places in the country. He threw a huge birthday party for his wife at the time, a $2 million birthday party on the Italian island of Sardinia, which made the news, and there was video of this very garish Roman orgy-themed birthday party. He flew Jimmy Buffett over to play at the party. It cost $250,000. And it's true that Dennis Kozlowski did approve the purchase of a $6,000 shower curtain. Not specifically that. He didn't handpick it. He didn't even know it existed until he went to trial. What happened is he hired a decorator who decorated an apartment, and part of that, her choices was the $6,000 shower curtain, which to this day he has never seen and never used and would never have purchased himself, he said. Kozlowski was convicted of state criminal charges in a state court and sent to a state prison, a hardcore New York state prison, not a club fed like so many other, white collar criminals. Almost all, maybe even all of the other corporate scandals, if you look at them, everyone who was prosecuted by federal prosecutors, not state. And they go to federal prisons, which you sometimes hear called club fed. They're nicer prisons than state prisons. I think a lot of people believe that he had a, luxurious 8 years in a country club with tennis courts, but that's simply not the case. The prison is scary, and even just going in as a visitor is daunting. He just wrapped up his 8 1/3 years, which is 100 months of imprisonment. The battle he's going to have is overcoming this image that has been created of him as this really bad guy, this thief, pig, criminal who, stole $100 million from the company that he ran. That's tough to overcome. So that's what lies ahead for him for the immediate future, certainly.